What's going on, everybody? Lego Lando here.
And Gar right here.
And welcome to the Geekly Weekly. This is podcast number 7, and today is July 5th, 2017. And we're going to get right into it here. We've been gone for a couple weeks, but we are back, and we will actually not be doing next week, unfortunately. I'll be on vacation. Unfortunate. We might try and do a maybe an audio podcast through like Google Hangout or something.
Yeah, we could figure it out.
That'd be interesting to do. Maybe just a practice trial and see how that goes for maybe future podcast. If one of us can't make it over to do it, we could just do it over
audio. Yeah.
Google Hangout, and we can probably actually do a video through that, depending on how my hotel internet's going to be. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We'll try it out, but. We got a couple games to talk about today. These games, one of them, Lawbreakers, it's been out. It's been announced for a little bit. That comes out August 8th.
Yes.
And we've already had a couple of betas that have gone by. One was just finished up this past week.
It actually ends today, actually.
It said July 3rd was the end date to that, unless they extended it.
I read July 5th, but okay.
But yeah, so their second beta, I think it was their second one, right?
Yeah.
Closed beta that finished up this week, and that comes out August 8th. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, actually looking at a bunch of gameplay, some of the modes and everything, it looks like a pretty good MOBA game.
It doesn't remind me of a MOBA too much. It's more just a battle arena.
Yeah, it kind of does, but it reminds me of a MOBA because the classes, there's all these different classes. You can they're like an assassin, a tanky kind of character.
It reminds me of Overwatch.
Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah,
it's literally Overwatch flying in the air,
but more battle arena instead of
instead of pushing.
Yeah, pushing, I think I like that more.
One lane, I do like the concept of a battle arena where it's more focused on like a shooter more than a MOBA.
Yeah, and then like Overwatch where you're pushing a payload or just taking objectives.
Yeah, and there looks like there's more game modes too.
Yeah, they have 4 of them. Not so far. They have Overcharge, which is you have a battery, you take to your base, you charge it, but if the enemy team steals it, it keeps the charge until it's 100%. And then you got to hold another 20 seconds, and then you win. It's the first of 3 wins.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. That even no matter if the battery, whoever has it, say we charge it for 20 seconds, they charge for another 20. So it's it's already gonna be at 40. So it's constantly charging.
I was watching that on some of the gameplay videos they had on YouTube.
Turf War's pretty cool. That was
Don't think I saw that one.
It's mostly kind of what was it? This kind of like Halo's little points, but instead when you get the point, there's 3 little main points. I forget what it's called, but when you get them, you hold them for a few seconds, they lock down.
Yeah. And
the enemies can't take them. So you have 3 points. Whoever scores 16 wins.
Okay.
And
it's pretty basic. That's a pretty basic game.
Yeah, it's kind of like capturing the zones. It's a zone catch, what I was looking for. But yeah, it's 3 zones. First 16 wins. After all 3 are captured, you have a 20-second interval, and then you do it again until you get 16.
Yeah.
The Blitzball,
that was
insane.
That was the game I'd be playing probably most. That one, it looked like you could actually pass the ball and stuff. Was that true?
I don't know if when I saw it, I'm sure there might be, but I saw a mechanic is when you have the ball, you have a certain amount of time to score it, or else you explode.
Oh.
So it's a set time. It's I think it's 10, 15 seconds or something. So you gotta get to that point real quick, or else you die with the ball, and it's
So it's like hot potato, just about.
And that's what's cool. I think that was a first to 8 points, and after you score, there's a 10, 20 second, time before it comes back in the middle again. So it's you're constantly going.
That sounds like a great game mode to play.
And Uplink is their new one. That came out, I think, when this last beta that came out. And it's mostly kind of the same thing as Overcharge. You have a little data pad. You take to your base, you got to hold to 100%, and then you have to hold another 20 seconds.
Okay.
And then you win first to. I think that one's just one time only because it's kind of hard because after they take it, the enemy takes it from you, they have to start over from 0. So it's makes it a little bit longer.
So no, they don't have any team deathmatch.
Not yet. I'm hoping.
Hoping they actually add that.
That's always. If it's going to be a battle arena, there should be.
I feel like there should be a standard team deathmatch.
I think they're waiting until the very end. I'm not sure they're going to have one there, especially all these battle arenas. They already got something going on. Team deathmatch. They might as well throw it in.
Well, it looks like they have more game modes already than Overwatch did. And that was one of my biggest problems about Overwatch was the lack of variety as far as different sets or different types of game modes, and especially at launch. And then that was a $60 game.
Yeah.
And I felt like it should have been a free-to-play. What I also like about Lawbreakers is it's not a full 60. It's $30.
I didn't know it was first supposed
to be a free to play.
Yeah, I was surprised. Like I watched the video and it was first supposed to be free, and then they're like, "Well, we're just gonna charge $30."
Yeah,
like, that's not too bad.
That's fair.
Just online only. That's fine.
Honestly, I mean, if anything, I think that's what Overwatch should have been, if not free. But $60. But that's a lot of. A lot of people play Overwatch, so
then they have 9
it obviously
classes.
did well.
They have assassin, a battle medic, and enforcer.
The assassins had the whip, didn't they?
Yeah, the assassin had the blades, and you had like a little.
That was awesome.
Yeah, like you could use a little whip thing on your it was on your blade. I didn't know it was on.
Yeah.
They had 2 blades I didn't know for a while.
Yeah.
It's on the edge of their blade, and they can just use a little whip thing to get to their enemy and get out.
They're definitely a up close and personal type of player, but it does a lot of damage up close.
Yeah. I didn't watch all the little stuff on all the characters, but the assassins, close range, the battle mech's kind of like this, kind of just a supporting hero. I'm guessing. Enforcer's more like, I guess, the guns blazing.
Yeah.
And then the gunslinger's with pistol guy. Doesn't.
There was one character that reminded me a lot of Tracer, and I can't remember which one.
That's probably the gunslinger because they had the 2 guns.
2 pistols. Yeah. He reminded me a lot like Tracer.
It's Tracer without the teleporting.
So yeah, this game was basically, when I watched it, I was like, is this Overwatch up in the air, like flying with Overwatch zero gravity?
Zero gravity. Yeah, I like the zero gravity part where like certain parts you have like a low or high gravity, so you can like hover a little bit more.
Yeah. It also reminded me of like the flying mechanics, or like just shooting through the air, running off walls and stuff, kind of like Titanfall, I guess.
Yeah, with the Titanfall with gravity, or no gravity, and it's like, all right, that's pretty cool.
So
that's cool. They have like 9 classes already. You can see it's all on their website. They have a Lawbreaker, but I was like saying, we have the Gunslinger, the Hardy is one, the new one they announced.
Mm-hmm.
The Juggernaut, which is probably just going to be a tank, and Titan as well too, and then the Vanguard and a Wraith. So 9 classes so far. I wonder if they're gonna have any more.
Oh, I'm sure they'll add more characters as they release DLC and all that. I don't know. I don't think they've announced DLC for it. I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything about that, but I'm sure
it's like any game.
With any game, they'll add more heroes to their classes. But there you go, Lawbreakers. I feel like Overwatch fans will definitely enjoy this.
Oh yeah.
And I think I would probably get into it more than I did Overwatch, just because there's more variety and it's more focused on not pushing the payload.
Yeah, I mean, you still have a teamwork. It's a battle arena with teamwork.
Yes.
Instead of like, I got to push this payload.
Because I love shooters, and this reminds me of a shooter with battle arena, and obviously got the different objectives to add to it.
This would be interesting. I kind of wish I played the beta. I should have looked up and played.
I had a code to the PC.
They
were giving out free ones, and I did not have time to play it, unfortunately. But the other game we're going to talk about today was a game that I thought was super, super cool because I guess they announced it the week of E3, but I don't think they announced it at E3. They just, announced it by themselves. It's made by Crytek, which we haven't heard from Crytek in a while. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, Crytek was the last game they had made was Rise?
Probably.
Son of Rome, which was one of the launch games for Xbox.
Yeah.
That was all right. It wasn't that great. It was very short.
Yeah, I heard it was like a 7-hour campaign.
Yeah, it was like 6-7 hours, and a lot of I don't know. I thought the story was really good, but Crytek hasn't really put out anything besides Crysis over the last little bit, and I think this game, it looks interesting. It looks fun. I want to see more of it.
Oh yeah.
We got to see about 9.5 minutes of gameplay when they announced it, and it looked cool because, so the setting is it looks like the early 1900s, and the Louisiana Bayou, swampy environment, and it's what they described it as is a PvP VP VE.
Yeah, PvP plus PvP together. It's really complicated. Like say PvP PvE or something. Yeah, it's really weird.
So what I understand is it's duels. It's duos.
Oh, it's duos. I didn't know how many teams. I didn't know if it's 2 or 3 teams.
It's duos.
Okay, duos.
And you gear up before the game, and I think there's different abilities you can have, and maybe different classes haven't really gone into depth. It's just the pre-alpha footage. It obviously looked like it was still pretty early in development. But what this game really reminded me of was a Evolve / PUBG battle royale type of game, where Evolve, as far as there's monsters you hunt.
Yeah.
And that seems to be one of the big objectives is hunting monsters.
You're bounty hunters, aren't you, in this game?
Yes.
So you're bounty hunters trying to hunt a bounty.
Yes. And what I'm still kind of confused on is did you see the part in that gameplay with the spider?
Yes.
And did you understand any of that?
Yes, I did. So they skipped ahead when they did. So when you're these bounty hunters, so you have to find clues to hunt whatever monster you're hunting. Mm-hmm. So you go around the map and you find these clues, and after you find 3 clues, cause I'm sure it takes a while for each team to probably have them in different locations. So after a team finds all 3 clues, it kind of you're like, oh, I know where that. I think the last one showed you exactly where the monster is. So then when you're like, oh, I know where that is, I'm going to go ahead to that location. That's why we saw the when they skip forward, he's like, oh, I know where that location is. You saw the spider, and you're like, he knows where it is.
Yeah.
And that's when they started running to the location.
Yeah. And then after they killed it, it looks like they banished it back to hell. Is that? I was so confused on that part.
I don't know if they were banishing or if they were just I think they were collecting a certain part of the monster, or I don't know what it was, but we're still early, so I don't know if it was either they're banishing the hell or they're taking the corpse and putting the pieces and then taking it back to the location. I don't know. It's still up in the air.
Yeah.
But mostly I'm seeing is you find the monster, you kill it, you hold for a few minutes or something, and then you go to the location and you get paid.
Yeah, and I think it alerts the other players.
Yeah, it's on the map.
That's crazy.
So after whatever team kills it, the map, after you look on it, it starts burning away.
Yes.
That's where the location is going to be.
Yes, and people will start coming.
So yeah, you got the NPCs coming after you as well as other players coming after you because they know exactly where you are.
And that's what got me so interested in it is that survival type of game where it's not only NPCs, it's other players in this environment. And it reminds me of a battle royale because it's when you die, you die. You're dead.
Yeah, it's a permadeath system, a character can't come back.
Yeah, there is a reviving mechanic.
Yes.
But Evolve, where, and I'm sure there's other games that have that type of concept too with reviving, is when you get revived, you lose a chunk of your health that you can't ever gain back.
You have 3 bars and you slowly lose 1 until
you can't, you don't have no health left.
Yeah.
And then you're just dead. So. But
the permadeath kind of concerned me, but they explain it's all your weapons and powers you get, you can transfer to your other characters that you start over again. So it's okay, I lost all my stuff, but it's well, you still oh man, most people think permadeath. It's I can't get any of it back. But
you lose all. You have to start all over.
Well, they said you can transfer some your weapons and powers to different characters, but that character's done for good.
Yeah. So that was cool. That was cool. I like that.
So you don't get attached. I guess it stops people getting ridiculously really good with one character.
Yep.
So it makes them try out new ones, and does this work with that character or that doesn't? So
yeah. We don't have a lot to know about this game so far. Obviously, we can only go with that 9.5 video that we saw. That's all we know.
Yeah, you just think of theories on like, is this how the game's gonna be, or this one's not, or is like, this is how it works with the death mechanic, you know, like you transfer all this stuff. We don't know yet. Still, like you said, it was the week after E3, right?
Yep. And I also thought it was really cool that, you know, when you get to certain areas and you see people, you kind of have to think and strategize with your teammate.
Yeah.
Do you want to go after these guys, or do you want to move along and not make any, you know, sounds?
Yeah.
You got to be. It's a lot of tactical thinking in this game, because I think you're also limited with your resources too.
Yeah, like I showed in the video, where like I think after they found all 3 clues, they're like, do we hit this warehouse to get our, you know, ammo before we fight the spider? And it's like, there's some players there. It's like, I don't know, or NPCs, and you're like, we might need to go ahead and do it.
Right.
So that's like, you have limited ammo, limited health, you know, with the reviving. So it's like, do I get ammo and maybe die in the process, or just fight this monster and maybe die in the process as well too? So it's like,
I like those types of games though. It really gets you thinking. And I think they also said something about how they're going to incorporate sound into this game, where, you know, if you make a lot of noise, players are going to be able to find out exactly like, where that sound is coming from, and kind of how far it's coming from as well.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the sound. I totally forgot about this, but like when they were defending the point after they killed the spider,
yeah,
they said like there were some dogs around them, so when people or NPC enemies are coming after them, the dogs would bark where their location is, so they can kind of see, oh, they're coming from this direction or that direction. So
it looked really cool. When I first saw it, I was like, oh gosh, this is another Evolve game gone right though this time. I mean, we loved Evolve.
When you sent it to me, I was like, all right, let's see what this video is. I was like, okay, this seems pretty interesting, and then I started watching more, and I'm like, I kind of like this. Near the end, I was like, wow, this looks really good. Yeah,
I love monster hunting, so anytime you get to hunt monsters, but also have to fend other players in the
it's gonna be pretty sweet.
In the world, that's gonna be great. I think Crytek is going to do a really good job, because they obviously do so good at making games look so beautiful.
Yes.
Obviously they have the Cry engine, and they make beautiful games, and people can argue, and you guys can, you know, leave comments and say how you can hate Crytek. I mean, you guys have plenty of reason to bash Crytek, because they haven't really put anything out besides Crysis.
But you gotta think, sometimes some developers need a while, you know, to develop good games.
Well, this one got me excited, so we'll see how it turns out, and
I'm sure we'll talk about it more.
This game probably won't come out until, I don't know, maybe late 2018, probably actually more like 2019. It looks so early in development right now.
Oh yeah, it's a pre-alpha, right? I think they have a pre-alpha on the bottom, so it's definitely early stages.
Maybe we'll see a really good trailer next E3, and maybe a release date for that. So.
Or if we hear something before E3, we could always bring it up as well too. Maybe like they have more gameplay or new builds.
We'll keep a close eye on this game.
If some big news pops up, we'll bring it in one of our videos. You know?
Exactly.
Quick little thing.
Pop it in there. We're gonna end the podcast here, guys. We're gonna make our podcast a little shorter, because we've gone over a crazy amount of time getting into everything, and I feel like we just talk too much, so
it's okay.
I mean, you can't blame us for it. We just get excited about video games.
No, it's okay.
So I thought it'd be fun to end the podcast just going back and forth. We haven't shared, but we're gonna do 5 questions each.
Okay.
And it's all about gaming. We're gonna ask each other questions, and we're gonna find out our answers. Guys, leave your answers in the comments. Any of these questions here we'll go over, and
if you have any other questions, you know, that we didn't answer, I mean, we can think of, you can throw them in down there. We can answer them for you as well too.
Next podcast we'll actually probably just type it in the comments below and give you our answers. Yeah. But if we find some really good ones, we can
bring them on the podcast.
We'll bring them on the podcast if we like some really good ones. But I guess I'll start. And Gara, I probably already know it, but what is your favorite game of all time?
I don't know. It's really hard. I mean, like game series or this?
No, just game of all time.
Oh, that's so hard. Like just
choosing one game. Does not have to be series. Just a game that really just blew your mind and you spent tons and tons of hours, more than any other game that you've done? Did I throw you for a loop?
Yeah, like there's so many good games. I've spent many hours on. Like I'll shoot a few out of you. Like like all the Final Fantasy series. I put many hours of those. Definitely the Sky or Elder Scrolls series. I put many of those. Fallout. Those are
one game. You just gotta say one game though.
You know what? I'm gonna go for The Witcher because The Witcher 3. Because when I first played the second one, I didn't like it.
Yep. Until I remember you talking to me about that.
And I put.
You played it a lot.
I beat the game. I put a good 40, 50 hours plus in there. I mean, there's other games I did longer, but I was iffy on this game until Lego was like, "Oh, this looks like a good game," and I was like, "Well, I didn't like the second one, but I really." You
definitely played through that quite a bit. So you say Witcher 3 is your favorite?
Yeah. What about you?
Was that one of your questions?
Yeah, I actually had one. It was actually
okay.
But if not, I got another one. Here, I got one for you.
Yeah, let's try to do different questions.
I definitely know this one.
Okay.
But what is your favorite Xbox game of all time?
Like an Xbox exclusive game?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Oh, jeez. Halo. What am I thinking?
I don't
know why I thought that.
It's probably Halo. I was like, it should be Halo.
Halo. Specifically Halo 2. That's still my favorite of the series and Xbox game as well. So
perfect. Yeah, I was guessing. I was like, it has to be Halo. Yeah. I was like, I wonder which one he's gonna pick.
Yeah. All right, give me another one, and I'll go back with another one.
All right.
As well.
Here's a good one. What was your first system you ever played on?
Oh yeah, that would be the SNES, the original Nintendo.
Yeah.
Before Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I think that was mine. It was that or Sega. I don't know which one came out first.
I didn't even own a Sega. I wasn't allowed to own a Sega.
It was one of those two. It was whatever. One of those came out first. That was one of mine.
I don't remember which one came out.
Probably SNES, maybe.
I would say maybe Sega. Not too far after that.
Yeah.
Okay, so, what is your favorite console of all time? Like, the most you spent time on?
Well, it's definitely been Xbox, but I have been putting more hours in my PC right now. But Xbox is definitely...
Specifically, which Xbox?
The Xbox One.
So, that has been your favorite console thus far?
Yes. Because, of course, the backwards compatibility of, 360 and Xbox One games, so I can play my old games.
Ever since they did that, it's kind of like, you don't even need your 360.
Yeah.
Originally, it was 360.
Until
the backwards came in, so now I'm just kind of like, well, my Xbox can play all my old games and all the new games. Yeah, it's definitely. I said console, so you can't say PC.
I want to say PC, but I can't.
Yeah, we can't. I said console.
Console, yeah.
Otherwise, we know what the answer probably would be. Okay, and then I'll go with another one. Okay. Favorite game character. Your favorite game character.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's a good one. Let me think on this one for a little bit.
Gotta limit it.
Yeah, no. That's going to be hard. Oh, my God. Like, all the Final Fantasy characters, man, they've always touched me. I've been playing the Fire Emblem game, too, as well. Man, those characters touch me. Oh, my God. This favorite character, this one.
I've been throwing Gara for loops today.
I know, like, you pick, like, the hard ones where it's like you only pick one. It's like, it's so hard to choose one good character out of all these great games. It's like
a, simple question to ask, and then you're just like, oh, my God, there's just so many to choose from. I can't limit it down to just one.
When you play so many games on, like, the DS, the Xbox, the PlayStation, the computer, there's like, God, there's so many good characters.
Yep.
You're like,
several good series.
Oh, I know, seriously. But I want to go Master Chief.
Master Chief. That's
I've been there since day one. Halo, so he's definitely.
That would probably be my pick too, just because Halo's always been a big part. Of my gaming ever since I was 10 years old, 11 years old.
I was like 10 or 11 when I started playing it. Yeah, but he's been there.
He's been there, and I mean I can easily also say Mario.
Oh yeah.
No, I'll take that back. Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong was he was near and dear to me during the Nintendo.
Mine was Mario because I was a big Mario fan.
Yeah, the old school retro Nintendo era with Donkey Kong and Mario. But I always loved Donkey Kong the most. Okay, so your turn.
Here's a good one. If you can only choose one of these to play the rest of your life, would it be single player games or multiplayer?
For the rest of my life?
Yeah.
It depends on the situation. Okay, so how I'd answer that is if I have friends to be able to play those games with for, the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Multiplayer. Now, if I'm alone and by myself for the rest of my life, have no one to play with, single player. That's kind of.
Yeah, but think about that. Like saying like you said, you're going away this weekend. You couldn't play a single player game, so it's like crap. If I only play multiplayer, it's like I have to rely on this hotel crappy internet if I have to play these multiplayer games. So it's like.
And it can be very awful. Yeah, I think I'm taking my laptop or my gaming laptop with me, so hopefully the internet will be decent enough to be able to play Battlegrounds, stuff like that. Last time I went back in March, it played pretty smoothly when I was playing H1. So
perfect.
I'm gonna say multiplayer because I feel like I'll usually have somebody to play with at all times.
And if not, you can always meet some cool people online and make new friends too.
Obviously, we've done that before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just certain situations I like playing single player, but most of the time multiplayer is my stuff. So. And I think that's 4 questions so far. And we'll do one more, guys. Okay. We'll close it out with one more. Yeah, we'll leave you alone. Hopefully this didn't run longer. It probably ran pretty long.
Yeah, it could be.
Who knows? But we're going to try to limit our podcast down to roughly 20 minutes every week. Okay, so what is your beer of choice while you game? Now,
beer of choice.
When I say this, beer of choice, just chilling, not getting plastered while you're playing games, because obviously when you do that, if I'm getting two separate questions.
Okay. Relaxing one.
Relaxing and party game one, where like when we play Rock Band and stuff and those party games.
Oh, the party games, I'm definitely gonna do Bud Light, whatever.
Just a light beer.
Yeah, it's a light beer. Just to
goes down easy. Okay. And then your chill beer.
Beer, it's
play like when you're playing Witcher, you just want to have a crack up.
It's gonna be one or two. It's either I guess I'm gonna do it too.
I feel like Blue Moon's one of them.
Yeah, it's gonna be Blue Moon. I got 3. It's gonna be Blue Moon, Heineken, or Samuel Adams. One of those 3.
Okay.
I just relax and drink one of those and play a game.
Okay. I like the Sam Adams. Sam Adams good.
I've done that many times playing some Sam Adams.
Love me some Sam Adams. All right, and then Garo's final question, and we'll peace out, guys.
Since you're doing that, what is your favorite snack you like to snack on when you play games?
Oh, that's an easy one. Chips. Specifically cheddar and sour cream.
Sour cream
or sour cream and onion.
Yep, sour cream and onion, that's good.
And then on occasions, I do like my barbecue. So, yeah. But cheddar and sour cream is definitely my snack of choice.
Yeah, I'm like more of salt, but every now and then I'll have some cookies while I'm gaming.
I should not be eating chips while I'm gaming because I'll eat a whole bag.
Yeah, that's what happens.
I try to limit myself on that kind of stuff. I just become a fatty. All right. Well, that'll wrap up for this week. Thanks for joining in, guys. We will. I can't promise you we'll be back next week, but we will be back the week I get back. Probably. I say, well, Gar's got his new schedule, and he should be off Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays.
Yes.
So we might be able to fit it, be more consistent with our timing. So, but if we do not see you back next week, we'll see you back here in 2 weeks. But until next time, guys, Lego Lando.
And Gar.
And we'll see you guys on the Geekly Weekly. Podcast number 8 coming soon. See you later, guys.